Speaking of turning into cats, Corey, I understand you had a difficult subject you were trying to broach.
This is my favorite kind of pimping, by the way. The kind where you get somebody in trouble with the principal. Yeah, I love this.
No, there's if we're talking about cats that are close to our heart, Corey and I are inviting you to put on your tap shoes and dance by the light of the Jellicle moon with us.
Oh.
The Jellicle moon is shining bright in the middle of the desert in the daytime. Don't worry about it.
Guess what I saw twice in theaters?
I haven't even seen it once.
Like one after each other? Did you even leave the theater?
Just hit
No,
it
I
up
saw
and
both
start-
versions, as far as I can tell, in
Both
different
edits?
countries.
Yeah. Different countries. Oh, yes. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So, hang on.
about that.
Is the butthole cut real?
Pardon?
It was never released. The butthole cut, as we understand it, it wasn't like they pushed it out to theaters and went, "Oh no, the buttholes, pull it back." To catch everybody up, we're talking about Tom Hooper's 2019 cinematic feature,
Hooper.
Cats. Tom
Yeah.
Hooper.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
He did Les Mis, and then they let him do another one. Why? But so, Cats 2019 is apparently the last movie that most people saw in cinemas. So it's sort of a cultural touchstone that you should build up your literacy on if you haven't already. It's the story of cats. That's it. That's the whole show. Good night, everybody.
Someone wrote a book about cat names, and then someone said, what if I made an entire storyless musical about that?
None of those
Pretty
people have
much.
names, and we have no idea who they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the ancient, the Jellicle scrolls that were passed down from on high.
And actors study these forms, and then sometimes you get a chance to dress in a green suit of sweatpants
and-
with some sort of Under Armour headband with random stickies stuck to it
So this is like
and
Commedia
flex your
dell'arte.
Terpsichorean powers. Yeah.
in like an 80-degree studio, so the dancers don't get cold.
So
we
they don't
need to
cramp.
we need to find whoever it is who is in the theater passed out watching Cats and wake them up so that we can unincept 2020.
The cat's Georg is what you're saying.
Yeah, like somebody is currently passed out in the theater watching Cats, dreaming this entire timeline.
Just
Wouldn't it be
someone-
amazing-
I definitely. Oh, sorry, Thomas. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, would it be amazing if we just like I woke up and found out like all of 2020 was part of the Tommy Westfall universe?
Yeah, just all inside a snow globe. That would explain a lot, and we'd be contained. That would be. Then the rest of the universe wouldn't get COVID, and wouldn't that be nice?
I mean, at least everyone would have that heads up, right? That's
Right.
yeah.
So I'm giving it a thought, and my top 3 moments from Cats 2019
Yes.
are when James Corden gets hit with a normal-sized chicken.
Wait,
Normal to him or
No.
normal to a cat?
No!
why do you have to specify that it's a normal-sized chicken?
Because what is
It's a
normal?
totally
is cat.
normal-sized chicken.
The chicken is the template for what is normal, and the rest of the movie blossoms around it.
Oh,
see.
chicken for scale. Got it.
Yeah, the Ur chicken. One of my favorites is when James Corden does a take to camera and says, "Let's round up the cats," and then immediately takes a nut shot on the side of a barrel of garbage.
My second favorite is
That-
when Skibbleshanks takes off like a rocket and explodes into glitter.
That's
Through the
impressive.
skylight.
What's the scene where the one cat eats cockroaches?
That is Jenny Anydots, the Gumby cat. I'm so glad you asked, Cam. Yes, that is the cat who lays around in the kitchen, bosses around cockroaches and mice, and then unzips her fur to reveal a spangled fursuit with other fur underneath. So how many layers are we on? It doesn't matter. And then a bunch of cockroaches come out with human faces and do a little tap dance in a Busby Berkeley style, and then she eats the ones that step out of line. You know,
Yeah.
like Andrew Lloyd Webber, T.S. Eliot, Pulitzer Prize winner, author of The Wasteland, just like he envisioned.
And they have human CG'd faces and bodies.
This is the
Yeah.
movie.
The mice are children, and the cockroaches are just line dancers. And apparently, Jenny Eniot spent thousands of hours teaching them to dance in a line, only to just eat them.
Yep.
So what you're saying is this is the Cats movie that Garfield intended.
This movie loves Mondays. This movie loves everything,
Okay,
including
good.
you.
I'm glad.
That's the thing. And we probably could have like prepared. Thank you.
We're gonna need that
question
all
mark?
night. All night. Have that ready.
Ziz. Some stream latency is really the pepper that this comedy timing needed. Just squirt a little lemon on that joke.
Yeah.
Really bring a little seasoning salt. No. And the other thing, I forgot what I was gonna say.
She ate the
We
cockroaches.
probably should. Yeah, eating cockroaches. We probably could have prepared engineering with clips of like what we are talking about, but I think it is better if we just paint a picture in the mind's eye of chat, and they can seek answers on their own.
If while we're talking about this, we could probably just have a picture of a cat walking away from us with his tail in the air, and that would be probably
Oh,
sufficient.
wait, I actually have something for this.
Oh, perfect.
Oh,
That is that working? No, it's not. Okay, I do have to drive the bus though, so I should probably focus on that. There we
What's
go.
the
there you go.
what's the Andrew Lloyd Webber play musical that is about trains and has a body count?
Starlight Express.
Right. Doesn't that just shatter ankles?
Absolutely. There is a theater in, I want to say Dusseldorf, but I think I made that up. It might be it's in Germany, that mounts a year-round production of Starlight Express. Like it's an arena built like just a residency.
Huh.
And the Wikipedia article for
Oh.
Starlight Express is fun because they keep renaming the trains just depending on who's available. And so every train has like 8 names.
Did
Like
they
it
get those
sounds
in
It's
it?
like something you'd be into, Beach. It's
Did-
an anime about trains that roller skate and kiss.
I
sometimes.
like that.
I was going to say this looked like what is the game with boat wives?
Concol
Yeah.
collection.
Yeah.
Concola and crepes. I gotta do it before Sean cuts in.
Yeah.
I think Azure Lane is also the anime that's about boat wives. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure. I'm like, or do all the trains get their name from the T.S. Eliot book as well?
So Starlight Express. So Andrew Lloyd Webber wanted to do a roller skate dance opera about Thomas the Tank Engine, and I guess he couldn't license the IP, so he made his own IP about trains.
Perfect.
Yeah,
I've got to see
I
this.
encourage. Yeah, you got to pull up the wiki. Yep.
Yeah, no, that looks fabulous.
They
that
must have.
it?
I know that they're on like roller skates, but they must have like, if it was me designing the roller skates, I'd be like, let's start with a ski boot, so you can't break your ankle, and add wheels to it, and then add maybe a little bit of flex to the.
They're also not going that fast. It's
No.
not like roller derby speeds. They're
They're-
doing like they're moonwalking and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Little kick lines.
There's a thing about costume design, Beach. The person who designs the costumes doesn't necessarily take into account how they're made or how the actor is going to wear them. That is
Or-
up to the person who's making the costume.
Or the
to figure out.
standards of OSHA. Like, there's no sort of like safety review that you do on a costume.
No.
No, you just when you made that suit for 12th Night, it was just like, as long as it fits, that's all I care about.
I mean, that's why they kept those poor boys that played Spider-Man in Into the Dark or whatever it was, Turn Off the Dark. They kept just throwing those boys straight into the sun.
Well, I think
The
straight into the
slingshot to
floor
the
and
heavens.
walls was really what was going on.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness me.
My third pick
Yes.
of my top 3 Cats 2019 moments is the very end of the extremely diegetic movie where Jennifer Hudson is escaping in her hot air balloon, and then Judi Dench just stares straight into the camera for like an awkward 15 minutes.
You mean
A
like
cat is
in,
not a dog. Like that's the song.
what was the? Oh my god! It just completely escaped my brain. A Russian Ark, where they're changing scenes because it's all done in one take, and so it just like the narrator guy just like stares into the camera for like 30 seconds.
Yeah, no, this is the end
It's
of the
not
movie.
unlike that. Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
You know what's really fun? So yeah, that's a song where they're sitting in what looks like really the cinematic in an Assassin's Creed game, and you know, and I don't like to dunk on the effects of the movie because it was produced under an amount of crunch that I have not experienced in my lifetime. And my heart goes out to all the people that had to bust their hump for a whole year because one man wanted to put cat faces on dancer bodies.
Yeah.
But so they're sitting in this textureless version of London that's covered in cat puns. Judi Dench and the principal three are sitting on top of this lion statue.
Yeah.
And
It's facing
Judi
like
Dench,
a Bovril sign.
she's like going, "Congrats, you're all cats," and they go, "We're cats," and they curtsy and run away. And then she looks straight at the camera and goes, "So we've had a good time here, but let's get serious. You have to know how to address a cat if you come on one in the street. You have to know that a cat's not a dog. That's the first rule." And while she's giving this whole monologue, which is, original to T.S. Eliot's text, the three principal characters, their only direction seemingly, is she is so interesting and don't look away.
Except for the
Because
part where
they're
she's talking about food, because you have to bribe a cat to, earn its trust. And Munkastrap, who is standing right behind her shoulder, is like, just licking them chops.
That's me. I'm Munkastrap. Yes, tell me more. Is a cat a dog?
Like, you just got like this going on, and then,
Ugh.
Yeah.
Wow.
A dish of cream. And what my second favorite moment from Cats 2019, the Tom Hooper feature, starring Taylor Swift and Idris Elba and Judi Dench, is I forgot it when I was is Ian McKellen, Sir Ian McKellen, as
Gus the theater cat.
He's wearing a big old coat. He's super nude, but he's covered in fur. He's got he drinks some milk out of a dish to kind of calm his nerves before he sings his big solo. And then Sir Ian McKellen, Gandalf, sings a song about how he's been in the theater for a long time and how these kids don't know how hard it used to be. And they think that they're so smart because they can do tricks. And he is singing this, bear in mind, to a green auditorium full of dancers covered in green pajamas. He is also covered in stickers. And this is the same actor who, on the set of The Lord of the Rings, burst into tears because all the hobbits were just little faces on green sticks. And he's on a hot mic said this is not what being an actor is. And so I'm just so proud of my boy. I'm so proud of
For
my
crawling
Uncle
across
Ian.
the stage, going meow 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 meow.
Meow, meow. That's the take he gave. He and Judi Dench on set decided that they had a romantic backstory, whatever their characters were.
Oh, lovely.
Look at our boy. Look at my Uncle Ian. I'm so proud.
So
So
beautiful.
proud of him. Fire for fiddle. The fiend of the fell.
And when McCavity snatches him up, it's just what? Does he say McCavity or ineffable?
He says, meow. I wish that anybody would look at me the way Idris Elba looks at this movie. He's, Gus, the theater cat.
I from what I understand, isn't Cats basically a competition for who gets to die?
Yes.
I think basically they're all waiting to be the Jellicle choice, which means they get to have another Jellicle life. My theory is that this is the place cats go between their 9 lives, and the one that's picked gets to go back to Earth and be a regular cat like we would recognize on like 4 feet with beans and stuff. But in the meantime, you have to be this kind of twisted homunculus.
Walk on your hind legs and steal jewelry.
I could see
Yeah.
why people would want to compete for that then.
But like cats can actually get caught by other things in this weird purgatory and still die.
Apparently there are dogs.
Okay.
Apparently you can drown.
All right.
Apparently.
Those are the stories told.
So, men were a mistake. Tom Hooper really thought he was making like a morality play. The director's commentary. I've been deep in this whole fam. Like this is.
I
I've been
need to
cat
listen to the
scrolling
director's
instead of doom.
commentary. I need to
Oh,
hear
Corey,
the
it's a
justification for some
masterpiece.
choices.
Yeah, hop in Discord right now. We're gonna watch it. No, but like he's. So my top 1 favorite moment from Cast 2019. It's kind of cheating because it is from the director's commentary, but. Tom Hooper's talking about how they really wanted to position the white cat, Victoria, as the point of view character and how she was outcast at the top. She's literally thrown over a fence in a bag. That's their introduction to this character. And how she comes to find acceptance and she's tempted by, these sort of visions of lust and vanity and greed. he's saying all this during the Rum Tum Tugger number with Jason Derulo.
Where they're drinking the milk fountain and having an orgy.
They go into, right as he's saying, we were trying to model this after the sort of picaresque or morality play, and sort of how the character is tempted by, I would say, Tugger represents lust or self-regard. And as he is saying this, Victoria is gorging herself with milk. They are dancing around in some kind of dinette. And Jason Derulo is just iconic bisexual Tum Tum Tugger. Nope, not anymore. Not in this movie. Is just singing about, milk or whatever. And Tom Hooper's trying to claim his legacy because he knows the movie has flopped. This was recorded after the premiere, so he knows fully what he has done and is staring down the barrel. That's my favorite moment of Cast 2019. So, highly recommend. Oh.
The thing I hate the most about Cats is that they CG'd normal human feet over top of the actor's shoes.
Yeah!
So you have to see like these bare-feeted toes. Like it looks like Jason Derulo's gonna suck on Victoria's toes or something in one scene, but it's actually just CG'd over top of a shoe. And sometimes you can see parts of the shoes.
Even when there's one of the characters does point ballerina work.
It's so gross to look at.
On just her regular big old toe, just flipping around.
Whew.
Can't break what's already broken.
Yes, chat points out there are a pair of cats that get to wear shoes, but that's because that's Les Twin.
That's part of their dance style.
Oh, well, in that case.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those Les Twins were in Cats 2019 and in Beyonce's Coachella movie in the same year. It was a wild year for them. Same with Idris Elba. He was in Hobbs and Shaw.
I wonder how much they paid him.
I don't know.
This really seemed like the kind of thing where it's like, oh Jesus, everyone really talked about how much they liked Hugh Jackman in Les Mis, right? That because they were like, hey, Hugh Jackman can sing. It's like, well, he sang in the movie, yeah, he did, and everyone was like, well, geez, I got to get on the next one, don't I? Because then everyone can hear me sing, and it's like, yeah, you're right.
It kind of feels like, how people say when you're making stuff, and you shouldn't hang on to it until it's perfect. You should just fire it out there so people can see it and experience it in the world. This is why. It's because these kinds of things need to exist.
Like I am still.
Well,
I'm waiting.
Release the Hooper cut.
Yeah, they got these sort of yelling at on Twitter that the Sonic movie got, but I feel like the Sonic movie took those changes to heart. Like they went, okay, we got you. You don't want a boy with a hedgehog face? Okay, we understand. And I think the thing they arrived on reminded me of Sonic more than whatever that botched lab experiment in the first trailer.
I was even behind Jim Carrey at the end. I was like, yeah, I'd watch a sequel here where with Jim Carrey on this planet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, their first version felt like somebody described the character to them and didn't show them any previous artwork of the series, and then they made some changes, and it's like, oh yes, that actually looks pretty decent. I haven't seen that one yet. I've been meaning to.
No, it annihilated at the box office. I guess it did quite well.
That's what I've heard.
Hey, they listened to us. Now we have to go see the film. Those are separate thoughts.
Well, I mean, that was a thing that happened, but I just, after seeing the characters, like, yeah, eventually I'd like to see this.
I just remember hearing somewhere somebody was like explaining how no, it totally makes sense that Russell Crowe can't sing. It's important to the character that he can't sing. So it's actually like it makes sense and it's fine.
It's just buck wild that like in a musical you'd be like, soundtrack doesn't matter.
We're all here for the story.
It's not like people are tuning in, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta get those intimate moments with the characters.
Yeah. I mean, like I saw Mamma Mia in the theater. Why? But Pierce Brosnan's singing voice is really something to behold. It sounds like a dog bark and wood being sawed at the same time.
Better or worse than Russell Crowe?
Better.
It sounds
he's
like the
having
lead
so much
singer
fun.
from Procol Harum, if that means anything to anybody.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Ugh.
Cool. All right. Feel like we
That's
kind
Cats.
of kind of.
Corey, what is your did you get to your number one favorite moment from Cats?
Oh,
And
I
then-
started at number 1, which was
Okay.
the chicken thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
Just because
How big was the chicken then?
it's a large chicken,
Okay,
but
for
Not
a
as wide
cat,
should
as
have
your
been
shoulders.
bigger.
Yeah.
right?
Given that he's a cat.
And he's in a trash bin.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, even if it was supposed to be a quail, like a whole quail.
Mhm. Somebody roasted a quail and then was like, "That's good," and then threw it away.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
it's too small.
And it's hollow also. It bounces off of him like a party
Yeah.
balloon.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
It's like you can't say to James Corden, it's like, okay, we've constructed a real, like an actual chicken that would be like properly sized to hit you if you were a cat, so it weighs about 300 pounds.
No, there are other props that are garbage that they've sized correctly.
Right.
Yeah.
Just this
Ribs,
one thing they didn't.
legs.
Okay.
Oh, not that's just that one thing. Just that's the most notable because it bounces off of his dome while he's singing.
Right.